Good afternoon, everyone. I'll try to get everyone warmed up for the next talk about the Treasury. So it's been a great day. There's been a lot of great chats. What really excites me is the fact that there's more discussion with more companies performing ranging operations. So that's the whole point. That's our whole mission of what we're trying to achieve. So it is very exciting moving forward as well. Myself, I'm Jamie Dorey. I'm the Global Operations Manager at Scientific Drilling. The co-chair of the Wellbore Intercept Subcommittee is Benny Pagerno. He is ex-Schlumberger and is consultant now. And we're both based in Houston. So the mission of the Well Intercept Subcommittee, we're trying to develop good practice in the industry in well interception scenarios. So not just looking at relief wells, but looking at all the various techniques that are out there. As the industry is adopting them, we're trying to promote the adoption in new facets of the industry. And like in our discussion yesterday that we had in our subcommittee meeting, we're talking about HDD and the fact that there's a divide between oil and gas and the HDD world. And how we can improve upon that going forward, because there's a lot of things we can learn from them that we can also educate them on as well. And then also looking at geothermal and the applications for that, because going into the future, it's quite an exciting thing. And we also try to disseminate the knowledge. So the primary way that we do this is through our ebook, which we're releasing today. And it's all about good practices. So we're not trying to tell people how to do things. We're just trying to give them the guide rail on what is the best practices based on all of our collective learnings. So there's a number of updates that went into the book for the revision 4 release. We did get a lot of feedback from the industry that's been incorporated. We actually employed a technical writer to go through the book and improve the comprehensibility, just to improve the fact that the original versions up to revision 3 were written by a lot of different contributors, so there was a little bit of inconsistency in the language. So we've gone through and tried to improve that, so it's a more easy to understand, particularly for our friends who don't have English as a first language. The world is a very big place, and we're trying to improve the ability for this information to be disseminated. So essentially at this meeting, we're calling it the launch for the revision 4, because it has been quite some time. We've got some hard copies. I brought 8 with me, and the plan is, Andy, we're going to officially release it. If people would like a copy, I've obviously just brought some with me, but I've also got a sheet next to it. So if the copies do run out, we've printed some more and we'll just arrange to get those sent out. If there's a lot of interest for hard copies, talking with Andy before, we can do it in a way that we can supply them through the website, through a private publisher in a way, so that we can get this information out there, because our goal isn't so much to make a textbook for people to read, it's to get and disseminate the information. So a lot of us do like hard copy books. It is an ebook, and it is ironic the fact that we've done hard copies. However, yeah, I've got a copy of it. I think it's great. It's a wonderful read. It's a good reference to have. If you do have any questions, it can answer a lot of them, especially when it comes down to the best practices that we go through. So talking about the budget versus spending that we had. So we did have actually quite a substantial budget allocated for the publication revision 4. And we've come in under budget. So because we came in under budget, that's why we've done the hard copies. It was partially, we've got it under our budget here, and the other partial is sponsored. So we're looking at around 1,000 under budget that stays in the ISQA treasury. So that's great. Moving forward, I think next year we're not going to be, or for the rest of this year at least, we're not going to be focusing on pushing out another revision. What we want to do is, yeah, so what we want to do, I'm surprised the people in the back didn't fall asleep. Yeah, what we want to do is, there's a lot of new methods that are being explored at the moment commercially. So they need to have time to develop through this initial commercial doctrine, especially when you look at things like the geothermal industry, which is definitely emerging, and there's more ranging activity with that, as well as ranging while drilling. There's a number of methods and techniques that are floating around out there, and it's not the right time to lock everything down as best practice because we're still learning. So as these techniques develop and experience is gained, then it's important that we do capture those learnings as an industry and that we disseminate that information so that we can have some level of standardization without being a standards group. Going into the acknowledgements, there were a number of contributors into this fourth revision. I won't go through all the names because it's a long list, but essentially a number of contributors, a number of companies, and it is very appreciated for the time and the effort that individuals and companies have put into developing this resource. And especially as we go forward, we really do appreciate the participation with a number of companies because we're trying to be an open group. We're not trying to push one way or the other. So it's very appreciated, the participation that exists. And I really do look forward, going forward, how we develop this and make the industry better. And that is my final slide. So, Andy, we are released.
Yeah, that's good.
Penny asked me to take over at this point to point out what a brilliant effort this is, the Well Intercept Committee. I think the book looks fabulous, and that's why we were talking about, print purchase, maybe the introduction to Wellbore positioning book as well. It looks great. Since I'm taking over from Benny, I really have to hold on to the microphone for about the next 20 minutes.
You have to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. What's the thing to? No, really super effort. Well done to all of the Well Intercept Committee, and thanks to all the companies that were up on the list before.